Welcome back. You're watching Startup Central with me, Nentara Rai. Ladies and gentlemen, India has a new unicorn. It is the EdTech startup Unacademy. During COVID-19 and the lockdown, you have seen Unacademy pivot, innovate, and come out with a whole host of new offerings, whether it was live classes or master classes with all kinds of celebrities. It had also undertaken 2 acquisitions. Today, the co-founder, Gaurav Munjal, took to Twitter to make a big announcement. And that was that Unacademy is now a unicorn. It is commanding a valuation of $1.45 billion. It has concluded a new funding round, which included SoftBank, Facebook existing venture partner, investor that is, Nexus, Bloom, as well as Sequoia. Like I told you, valuation is $1.45 billion, and I've got the co-founder live with me right here on ET now, Gaurav Munjal. Welcome to Startup Central. Thanks for taking time out on a crazy schedule. I know I had to really request you and really plead with you to take out these 10 minutes, so thanks a lot for that. You're officially a unicorn, so congratulations. How have the last couple of weeks been for you? You are a COVID-19 winner and you have got a huge markup in valuations as well.
See, I think our valuation, we tend to not look at valuation as a milestone. Because otherwise we'll start optimizing on the wrong things. It's a great achievement for the team, but I think what we focus on is building great iconic products. Even pre-COVID, we were seeing massive growth. Feb 2020 was 10x higher than Feb 2019. But, we built something that our users really, really love. And during this whole COVID phase, when they couldn't go out, they used our platform to prepare for their goals, prepare for their examinations. And we are happy that we were there and we could provide them live classes by the best experts, by the best educators of the country. The last 6 months have been very hectic, and I just want to sleep for 2 straight days now. But it feels good to achieve this milestone, and we now have a responsibility to keep building great products for users that people need and help them achieve their goals by providing them best education from the best educators.
You need 2 days of rest, 2 days of sleep. You sound like many of those who use your platform and other platforms preparing for hardcore competitive exams. But Gaurav, you, like I said, you really innovated and you were just talking about that. So the fundraising round, how difficult was that? You did a lot of marketing during COVID-19. You launched a whole host of products. Was it easier than your last fundraise simply because you had the wave with you?
I think once you hit product market fit, fundraising gets easier. I still think that I have had tougher fundraisers than this, but I think SoftBank was tracking us since the last 1.5 years, and their team was great to work with. And in fact, this whole funding round was closed in 45 days since we met them, so it was really, really good.
And the existing investors, they were sold the minute you said we needed to go in for a new round and were clear they wanted to participate?
Yes, So I'm really, really privileged to have some great existing investors on board and who have literally supported us in almost all the rounds. And really, really, really privileged to have them on board. They have not just supported us with just capital, but I do go to them for advice. I do go to them when I personally need coaching on certain topics. So I think it's a journey. I think mastery is not a destination. It's a journey, and we tend to learn from everyone and anyone else. And I'm happy to have such great investors on board. And we are really happy to work with SoftBank. I think the whole process was very smooth and fast. And I really enjoyed working with them in this process. So it just feels privileged, but now we have a lot of responsibility to deliver great products for this country and the world.
I want to ask you one question. Did you get to, in these COVID-19 times, also interact with Masa? And getting SoftBank is a coup, of course, because SoftBank globally is consolidating assets, exiting companies, reviewing plans, and you've managed to get SoftBank on board.
Yes, I did. We did have a 45-minute Zoom call with Masa.
Can I ask you pearls of wisdom, leaders, lessons in leadership and startups that you learned? Anything that you can share with us?
From that meeting, I think I really liked that meeting because he got really excited about some of our product features, and I think he's a visionary, and some of the product features that we were building, he really liked, and we ended up discussing those product features for more than 20 minutes. So I think it was a great, interesting meeting, and especially to see someone so passionate about the small little things of the product also. So, the obsession for small details, I think that is something that I learned from him, which is also one of our leadership principles at Unacademy. And, really glad to have all of them in our journey.
So now tell me, when we talk about the journey, you've seen a massive markup in valuations from your last fundraise round. That time, I think it was a valuation of about $800 million. Now it's $1.45 billion. You've done 2 acquisitions during COVID-19. You've launched so many new products. Going forward, what are Unacademy's immediate plans?
I think what we have built is, and what our vision is essentially, is democratizing knowledge. What we did with the test prep category was that we got students access to the best educators, that the access to them was a privilege. You could only learn from the best educators if you were in cities like Kota and Delhi, and then it was too expensive. So what we built was, we built an iconic product which solved for accessibility, which solved for quality. We got the best teachers, and that it's also the most affordable product in the market right now. Now, we think that we can expand into other categories with the simple goal that we help people achieve their life goals by democratizing education, by democratizing access to the best experts and the best educators. We did that with chess. We launched chess subscription, where people like Vishwanath Anand are teaching chess and how to play chess, etc., and how to build a career in chess. And we already got 1,000 subscribers in 3 weeks. So I think the goal is that we are essentially, our vision is that we build a platform that helps people achieve their life goals by democratizing knowledge. So we will enter into many categories moving forth, and we'll use our funds to solve for accessibility and affordability.
What about overseas ambitions? You've always had those. You've talked about those in the past as well.
I didn't get you. I think the voice broke for a second.
Overseas ambitions, Gaurav? Unacademy's overseas ambitions?
I mean, there are some things that we are working on, but right now the focus is on India.
You put out a tweet today when you announced the deal, and you announced becoming a unicorn, $1.45 billion. You thanked your co-founders, your existing investors, and then you threaded a tweet saying, it's day one. What does that mean?
I mean, it's Jeff Bezos' philosophy. I mean, this is one of, day one is one of the things he wrote in one of the annual letters that he writes. That, day one is that when we are still scrappy, when we are still trying to figure stuff out, when we are still innovating, when we are still launching new categories, talking to our users, customer obsession, innovation. So we'll always be on day one. We never have to become satiated or overconfident about what we have built. And that's day two. Day two is when the organization becomes lethargic, when the organization is making money, but it stops innovating. we never have to go to day two. We will always be, it will always be day one for us.
Always be on day one, and I think you have been one of the biggest COVID-19 winners because you have been on day one throughout the entire crisis. And Gaurav, like you were pointing out, new things you've tried, whether it's master classes, whether it's chess, for example, that you're talking about. You're talking about new products. Can you give us a sneak peek of the kind of things that could happen in Unacademy? Is it only going to be academics related?
I would rather, I think you should wait for more tweets for that. I don't want to give more sneak peek than I have already done. I have already said some things or revealed some things that I didn't want to. So I would skip for now.
I also want to tell you that just before your interview, we were interviewing Kunal Shah of Cred and the IPL sponsorship. And he said, you know, what's been really fantastic in COVID-19 is the fact that how the founders have come together, collaborated. He really praised you, for example, Gaurav, and said, I shared a lot of messages with Unacademy, and the support has meant a lot, how we've interacted with Harsh of Dream 11. You've got the IPL 13 also coming up. Any insights you can give us?
I think IPL is a great property where, especially our target audience watches IPL a lot. So I think it made sense for us to sponsor IPL. And Kunal Shah has been a great mentor and coach since, in fact, not even since day one and since day zero. I mean, when I was in college, I used to head this committee which used to organize events. And in third year of my college, Kunal used to come as a judge for those events. So I know Kunal since then, and he has been a great mentor and a coach to me. So I think it's I'm distracting here, but digressing here. But I think for any founder or entrepreneur who's even wants to build something iconic, never stop learning. That through this platform, I want to give out that advice to all the founders out there.
You know, and I know you've run out of time. You had promised me 10 minutes and I've stretched it, Gaurav. I want to ask you one other question, and which is that in the run-up to Teachers' Day, what is really fantastic about Unacademy and a model that has been praised so well is that not only are you democratizing education and empowering those that whether want to sit for exams or want to prepare and study, but you've also empowered the teachers. How did you come up with that idea? And in the run-up to Teachers' Day, if anything that you want to say, because teachers have had it really tough during COVID-19 too.
See, I think Unacademy started when Roman and I started teaching on YouTube. I was teaching computer science and he was teaching for IAS examinations. And one thing that I'm proud of the fact that Unacademy did was that it kind of made teaching cool, because the teachers who were till now, even the best teachers in all the cities who were just teaching to, let's say, hundreds of students, started coming on Unacademy and started imparting their knowledge to thousands of students. And they got more exposure, they got more reach. So I think from day one, our goal has been to empower educators and help them disseminate their knowledge to learners throughout the world. So, I mean, the message for educators is that please use internet as a platform to teach and to also learn to get better. I think what teachers should do is, and that we also have an internal training program, is that teaching is now an art, and you can actually impact millions of learners through one lesson. In some of our live classes, one teacher is teaching to 10,000 students because these are the best teachers of the country. So that kind of impact and scale was not possible until now. So I think teachers should embrace technology because it will help them get more exposure, get more financial success, etc.
And have you seen also a trend, and are they amenable to upskilling themselves, the teachers? And because of the lockdown and because it's the internet, it depends on timings. Are you also seeing a trend of professionals teaching as a passion? Because that can really open up the world literally in that sense.
Yes, a lot. This is a trend that we are observing. I mean, you go on Unacademy, you go on YouTube. This is a trend that we are seeing across. That people are embracing teaching as a passion. There are college students who are starting YouTube channel and who are starting to teach to millions of students out there. So I think teaching will be a very we used to say that teachers are not respected, etc. I think internet will change all of that. If you have access to the best teachers on internet, you will want to go and learn from them. So I think internet has done a lot of good for the teachers, and teachers should fully embrace it.
And they should be paid also what they deserve, Gaurav.
In fact, Unacademy pays some of the highest salaries to teachers that are out there. I can't disclose those salaries, but we pay one of the highest salaries.
Fair point. Gaurav Munjal, you've given me more than the 10 minutes that I had sought. So with that, I'd like to thank you for being so candid, for giving ET Now the time. Congratulations to you and the entire team at Unacademy. We look forward to many, many more interviews. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short commercial break. There's just so much news and we're getting you so many news breakers. We've got more newsmakers lined up for you on the other side, including a gentleman who can take credit for spotting, identifying and investing in Unacademy early on. I'm going to be joined by Unacademy investor, Bloom Ventures, and Karthik Reddy on the other side.